I'm going to demonstrate to you today how to use the Reticle Manager software that's free to download from Scott Country. The software works in conjunction with the Pulsar Digi Scope, the NV550 model, and what it does, it allows you to create your own reticles to put into your pulsar to use for your own needs. The reticle I'm going to show you today is a calibration reticle that I've designed myself to use with my pulsar. What this will allow me to do is stick the pulsar onto my rifle and then calibrate it for my pellet weight and my trajectory of my air rifle, and it'll allow me to aim at different distances bang on at night, hitting everything I aim at as long as my windage and my range estimation is correct. To start using the software, you double click on the icon here, Reticle Manager, that's automatically installed onto your desktop once you run and install the free software from Scott Country. Once it opens, you'll be given this screen automatically. We'll start then by looking at the software itself, and we'll go firstly to the top left hand corner. This icon here is the new reticle icon, and if you've got anything in this pane here and you press this icon here, it will basically bring you back to this empty screen. The next one is the load icon. If I press that, it allows you to load one of the reticles what's already put in the software from Scott Country, i.e. this one here, or as you can see what I've done, one of my own reticles here. What I've done, this one here is the SR reticle what I've designed. If I want to go back and have a new reticle, like I said before, I just press the new reticle button and it takes me back to a blank screen. Okay, the next one is the save button and the print button, and you can also get them going through the file options. You've got save, save as and print. You've then got your undo and your redo buttons. If you make a mistake, you can go back one or as many as you want by clicking, and then the next three buttons are for the grids on the actual blank screen itself. So if I just click off them like so, you can see you can have a blank screen, just a cross, you've got squares, and then you've got tiny grids as well. I always use it like this when I'm designing a reticle. You've then got your zoom in, your zoom out, and your zoom fit buttons. Your zoom in obviously lets you zoom in, and it's handy for when you want to get close in for designing your reticle, and your zoom out. If you want to go back to the first screen you see, just press the zoom fit like so. The next icon is the preview icon. If you press on that, another box opens and it gives you a preview of what your reticle would look like in the Digiscope itself. And as you can see, it's blank because this right hand pane is also blank at the moment. And then the last two icons on the top, you've got the upload reticle to rifle scope, so one you've designed to your rifle scope, and then you've got your download reticle from rifle scope, which is one what would be in here if your rifle scope was connected, and it would allow you to download it to here to edit it if you want it. The next few buttons we're looking at is the pencil, erase, rectangle, line and ellipse buttons. Basically these let you draw on your screen to design your reticle. The ones mainly I use are the line and the erase. If I click on line like so and then zoom in to the center, you can obviously draw your line, your cross, however you want. If you want a thicker line, you can pick one of these buttons here and you can pick a thicker cross. Usually keep it on the 1px though. If you make a mistake, you can go to the rubber and you can just rub out whatever you want like so. If you want a square, click on the square box or rectangle, and once you've done it, resize it, double click and it'll automatically put it in for you. And that's the same with the circle. Just press on the circle like so, bring your circle. Once you're happy with it, put the cross in the middle, double click and it'll put your circle in for you automatically. But I'm now going to explain to you how to use the software to help calibrate your own rifle, pellet and trajectory to suit your own shooting needs. So to do this, I'm going to open up my reticle what I've designed, and I've called it Calibration Reticle 2. As you can see, it's made up of crosses and ties equal spaces along this vertical and horizontal line on the reticle. The reason I've done these crosses is it's easy to see, actually looking through the reticle, where your point of aim or your pellet lands when you're calibrating. So first thing you need to do is, once you've opened up this calibration reticle, is attach your computer to a printer and press print, and hopefully print out an A4 size or bigger sheet of white paper with this reticle on, and hopefully it should look something like that on your white paper. Got to imagine now that this is a piece of white paper, because obviously I haven't got a piece of white paper. What you do then is you obviously close your software down and take your white piece of paper with you, preferably on a clipboard to keep it robust and you can write on it, and go to the range. You then set out your target at your preferred zero range, and let's say we're using a 22 caliber rifle in sub 12 foot-pound variant, and we're going to use a 0 point of 25 meters, and the point of aim at 25 meters would be here on the crosshair. What you do then is go out to 30 meters and put a target out, laser it at 30 meters, and using the crosshair, put the crosshair on the target and fire. What you'll notice is your pellet point of aim impact will be lower than the crosshair. So what you do, imagine this is a piece of paper now, you would write on the piece of paper, and I'm not going to try and do it, let's say it landed there 30. Obviously it's going to be neater for you because you'll be using a proper pen and paper. You'll then do the same thing again, and you'll go out to 35 meters. Alright, and let's say for example this time at 35 meters it lands on that one dot there underneath. So one dot underneath, you just draw a little line so you know, and then using your pen again you write on your paper 35, so you know that's 35 meters. You then go out to 40 meters, and let's say 40 meters is this line here, so you draw another line on your piece of paper, and then you put a 40 like so. What you've got then is points of impact for 25, 30, 35 and 40 meters, which are calibrated for your individual scope. You can also do the points what are above the scope's line of sight, and this is where the trajectory obviously meets and comes above the scope's line of sight. So let's say for example 20 meters for example falls here on the reticle. So same again, on your piece of paper just write 20 meters so you know where it falls. If you want to do the other side, which is this side, you can use this side here for the closer ranges, and you might have say a point here at 7 meters and maybe one here at 5 meters. It depends if you're going to use the scope for close range ratting or long range rabbit shooting. If I was to just go back and get rid of them, this would be set up for more for rabbiting with ranges out to 40 meters. What you then do is obviously pack up and come home and open up the software again. I'll just bring it back with the grids up. Imagine now this writing wasn't here, because this is obviously on your piece of paper, and you open up the reticle. Once you've opened up the reticle, you look at your piece of paper and you say, right, my first point above the scope's line of sight is at 20 meters, and it is one cross and 2 dots above. So on your software here you edit it, so you put a nice long line so you know, so it's just easy for you to see for the time being. So we know that's 20 meters, and we can rub out all this here because it wouldn't be, obviously that would only be on your piece of paper. So we've got a line there at 20 meters. What we can then do is move and delete all the other dots, because we don't really need them and we're not going to use them at all. So anything left and right of the vertical column, we just delete, and then we're going to fill in the reticle like so. This is just keeping the reticle nice and clean and easy to see when you're looking actually in the Digi Scope. Right, so I'll just come to the view. What you've got now is one aim point here, and that is for 20 meters. I think it needs one more dot, like so, to balance it out. That's 20 meters. Now, looking back here at 30 meters, we said it was on that line there. So same again, you can do draw a line, a long line for 30 meters, like so. Delete what wouldn't be there anyway, makes it easier for you to see. Like so. Make it a little bit easier. Just enlarge it a little bit, draw, like so. So you now got a mark at 30. 35 was here. So same again. Draw the line at 35 meters, like so. Oops, let's go back one. And delete what we don't need. So this bit here, and all this here, which is only going to be on your paper anyway. Delete these little ties on the crosses and fill in now all the way down. While I'm here, just delete any other ties what I'm not going to be using, and fill in the 40 meter point, like so. About the writing, and I'm just going to go to the view again. What you've got there now is 20, 25, 30, 35 and 40 meters. If you want to make that into your own type of reticle, you can zoom in. What we're going to do, I like the SR type reticles, so we're just going to make it smaller now and make it an SR type reticle. So I'm just rubbing out what I don't want first. So there's the 30. In fact, I will add one more dot each side. So there's the 30. And zoom in again. And come down. This time I'm going to go 2 each side. So 1, 2. And I'm going to rub out the last 3. So 1, 2, 3. Rub out the last 3 here. Come down, and this time I want 4, so I need to add. So I'm going to add 1 there, and 1 there. Come to zoom, and there's your SR reticle, already calibrated for your own rifle. What it looked like actually in the Digi Scope is that, and I think that's a real nice reticle to look at. And you know now, as long as your range findings at night is correct, and your windage estimation is correct, anything at 20 meters, 25, 30, 35 or 40 meters is in the bag for you. I hope this has helped, and thanks for watching.